our lizard pose a nice deep hip stretch. Let's talk about it. I think with any hip stretch, we want to be really aware of our edge on both sides, which can be different from right to left. You'll see with my lizard pose, I'm not going to go as deep as you might see in other videos or with other teachers, because that's where my hips are at, but it's still a wonderful, wonderful pose to get a really deep stretch in the hip. So let's talk about it and let's breathe into it. I really like taking lizard after I've just done kind of a low lunge or half split. So I already have my front leg set up in between my, or hip distance apart with that knee right over it. Always keeping that alignment, making sure that the foot is under the knee or a little forward, not behind. We don't want to get that knee over 90 degrees for longevity of our joints. And then with lizard pose, you can see I've really got my back leg back as far as I can. So it's really nice, like I said, if you're coming into it from that low lunge, we've already gotten that big stretch on the front of this left leg. And I'm gonna come forward in lizard. And then what I'm gonna do is heel toe my right foot out so that I have room to have my hands right below my shoulders. So I'm bringing my right foot out and I'm keeping that alignment of knee over ankle. Right here, I'm already starting to feel a big stretch on the inside of that thigh. And this is where it's really nice to bring in the blocks. For some of you, you're already down on the ground in this pose. For me, I'm already feeling the stretch. So for a couple of ways you can do lizard. One is to keep the toes facing forward and the knee stacked right over the ankle in terms of not letting it drop in or out. And my hands are under my shoulders. I'm gonna start to bend those elbows back. Maybe I don't need the blocks, maybe I can do this with my hands on the ground until I feel a nice stretch deep within that right hip. I like the blocks because I can eventually get my forearms to the blocks, and this is really a nice level for me to be at. So there's a couple of variations I can do from here. One is I can curl those back toes and lift up on that back leg. And now I have a more active pose. It's also changing the angle and it's allowing me to put a little bit more of my body weight down into the stretch. I'm breathing deeply, I'm always in control. If it's too intense, I'm giving myself permission to take it up a level. You can always keep that knee down and be breathing into it here. My knee already really wants to open up. So the next option from here is I can take my toes and start to tilt them outward and let myself roll on the outside of that foot and let the knee drop out. Why don't I do it facing you so you can see it a little bit better? So I'm stepping that foot forward, bending into the knee. I've got the knee stacked over the ankle. I'm gonna heel toe that foot out a little bit so I can bring my hands to the inside under my shoulders. Come on down. Maybe make it active by lifting that back leg. I'm breathing here at my edge. Your edge might be a lot lower, your forearms might be on the ground. And that variation I like, turning the toes out, rolling to the outside of that foot, and this does allow me to go a little deeper. It also really changes the stretch. So now I'm feeling it way back in my glute. Feels like it's targeting a good place for me. I'm gonna stay here and breathe with any of these hip stretches. Breathing deep, filling up the belly, creating space, letting it out so that hip can really open up. To come out of this, I'm gonna start to slowly walk my hands up, and then I'm gonna heel toe that foot back in, and let me take it to the other side. So let me swing around, and we'll get it on the left side. Left foot steps forward, finding that nice angle where my knee is a little behind the ankle. Heel toe it out, bring the hands underneath, shoulder distance apart, start to bend down until I feel that edge. Feel that stretch. I do like making it a little more active. Curl those back toes, come on up. I can play with my weight a little bit here. Breathing. Nice big stretch. That adds a little stretch in the front of my right thigh by lifting it up. And then if I want to change that angle, I can angle it out, roll on the outside of my foot. And then I can come a little deeper here and really feel that nice stretch. To come out of it, I'm going to slowly come back up. Heel toe it in. Maybe you had a little hamstring stretch afterwards. You can add these into your flow, whatever feels good. I think the most important thing is to remember that everyone's edge is going to be a little different. And there's two real different angles you can take with the foot on this pose, so play around, find your edge, breathe into your edge, and don't compare yourself to anyone else in the room when you're doing this pose. Just do what feels good, and you're gonna get a really deep, beautiful stretch in those hips. All right, that's our lizard.